Welcome to all inspiring chefs, cooks, and everything in between alike. This is Griever, your guys' host as always. This is my bar, the place I'm always at, and this right here is Shokugeki no Soma, Chapter 3 of the Le Dessert epilogue titled Le Futur, or The Future, right? Not very subtle there. Now, guys, this, of course, was done in a live stream for my live reaction. If you want to go check that out, sometimes it takes a little while to upload, but the live reaction should be up there. I did do this live. I did check it out because I wasn't really watching for it, and Manga Stream is very, very behind. Like, they just released Le Dessert 2, and I reviewed that over a month ago, so I had to constantly check for it. I found it last week, and I'm just getting around to it now. So, okay, so you guys already heard my thoughts, pretty much, but I wanted to put them here concrete. Like, basically, as far as an ending chapter goes, this is not a bad ending chapter. Let's be real here. There's a lot of disappointment. There's a lot of blame. There's a lot of things to say. But unlike the second one, which was a waste of my time, this is kind of what we expected. This is a shonen ending. This is a very shonen ending. And I'm okay with it. Like, I nitpicked in the live reaction. I know I did. I nitpicked at a lot of things. But here, we at least, for the most part, almost all the characters everybody cared about, we see over there because we basically get another time skip, right? From the second chapter. We get another time skip. And we're seeing where everybody's at. Almost every character that you cared about, we see where they're at. That's basically where it ends up. Most of them, they're running their own restaurants. Or they're working for Totsuki. That summarizes it pretty well. Running their own restaurants, running for Totsuki. One or the other, right? So, I mean, it feels a little droll because that kind of summarizes, like, it doesn't matter how fantastical. And, I mean, they go through a lot of characters. So you have all these fantastic characters. The Polar Star Dorm, both methods of both generations of the Elite 10, all these characters, and for the most part, like, and they all had unique personalities and unique traits and stuff. And I guess, how could you really spin it any other way? I mean, they try to go into detail and try to make them different, but at the end of the day, they are all chefs. So what do you think they were going to do? So their ending, where do they get in 10 years, all kind of end up the same. No matter how unique the characters are. They go about it different ways, and they try to make it unique, but they are all chefs at the end of the day. What did you think they were going to do? You know, so, yeah, okay. I mean, I'm alright with it. I was not really that happy about it in the live reaction, I know that. But, at the end of the day, they are all chefs. What did I expect, right? So, basically, Soma's coming home. We see that at the beginning of the chapter. Soma's coming home, and the whole knife thing at the airport, whatever. He's coming home, and Reina knows, and he's calling around to say, hey, who's going to show up? And a lot of them can't show up. It's mostly the Polar Star Dorm, and a couple of the Elite 10 can show up. That's basically it. A lot of them can't show up. We see Gin, we see the 5 members of the first generation Elite 10, or the Elite 10 that we knew at the very beginning. We see Rindo and all them, right? And they're all apparently working as judges for the Hell Kitchen and stuff for Totsuki. We see again there. We see that Hayama is a member of he's one of the professors now at Totsuki Academy. We see Ryo is now basically the butler for Alice. Like, he's always been kind of a servant, but now he's like a full-on butler sort of idea. Still improving his own culinary expertise and stuff like that. Alice is teaching classes, I guess. Also, I can't believe I'm saying it. But Arena's half-brother is also now a professor. And he's loved by all. That was too easy. That was way too easy for me, guys. I don't know what you guys think. The other thing is that this sit-down meal that they have, like the whole Nakira family, right? And then, like, everybody's there. Everybody. And that's all fine and good, right? Because after Arena calls around and tries to find everyone that can make it because Soma's coming back and, you know, can test out the God tongue again. I got a new recipe, sort of idea, and he's going to show back up. This whole dinner thing with you have Azami there, you have Suzanemon, you have Arena, you have Alice, you have everybody, right? All the Neckgears. They're all there. This would have been, I know that it's hard to plan stuff like this, but this would have been so much more impactful. This chapter would have went from a okay to a all right, that's what the fan base wanted. Had they established this every month, or every 2 weeks, because remember, these are very busy people. So if you had established that every month, the first Friday or the first Sunday of every month, all the Neckgears get together for a meal. It's a family tradition, it's what they do. Had you established that, not even in the first arc, you could establish that in the second arc. You could have established that back in volume 24 here that I'm featuring, because I feel like this volume, the cover is appropriate. We're saying goodbye to the series. You could establish that back then, and it still would have been great to see this moment here and all of them interact, because now all the family members are finally together. Every living one. The father, the mother, the half-brother that nobody knew about, Reina and Alice and Suzanemon and his son and the judge woman and stuff. Like, I can't even remember the names now. But they're all there. This would have been so much more impactful had we seen this family dynamic, had we seen this before. And it would not have been that hard to just insert a scene here, insert a scene there. Like, it wouldn't. It wouldn't have been that difficult. So, I'm a little miffed about that. I am, because I feel like this reminds me of the show Blue Bloods, where they're always, every episode, they sit down at the family dinner where all the family get together, and sometimes they argue, some family members get upset at each other, they walk away, they snark, they do this, they do that. But at the end of the day, that is their meeting table. That is their thing that they do, and it's very family. And it would have shown great. I don't know. I think I really would have appreciated had they foreshadowed this. Then this scene, though done okay, would have been so much more emotionally impactful to us, because we've been with them and we've seen numbers on the table grow. The chairs have all now been filled. That could have been another thing they could have done. It could have been, here are the chairs for all the members, and like no matter what, no matter what happens, no matter who hates who, your chair is always open to you to come first Sunday of every month. I'm just making this shit up, guys, but on the spot here. But that would have been, well, I shouldn't say I made it up, as I talked about it in my live reaction, but it's something that I really feel could have been done, right? I feel like it could have been done really well, and now I'm just like, it's still a fine scene and everything, but it's just like, yeah. And then Azami acting like a parent and stuff. Everything just feels so fake right now. Like, everybody's getting along all of a sudden, as I said. Like, the mother, Mana, getting along all of a sudden with everybody was weird to begin with. Now, Azami's getting along with the leader of the Noirs sort of idea. Like, this does... So, yeah, so that all happened. All the characters, as I said, they all basically opened their own restaurants or did their own thing. Some entered business ventures, some did this, some did that. Suffice to say, these time jumps and stuff are not that great, but I feel like this is kind of a waste of Lead Desert 1 and 2, because I feel like you could have tacked like 10 to 15 pages on the beginning of this chapter, right? Like some of it from Lead Desert 1, some of the pages from Lead Desert 1 tacked onto this and made chapter 316, and then the series would have ended. We didn't need to wait 3 months for this. This is not worth waiting all this time for this. I don't even know why they decided to open this in Giga, because it's not even good. Like, when I buy these volumes, I probably, unless they release a separate thing, I'm not going to, unless it's in a volume format like this, I'm not going to go out and separately buy Lead Desert. That does not deserve my money. It's just, no. So, yeah, I don't know how do you guys feel about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, the last part of this chapter here, it does bring you a little bit full circle. I'm glad we get some monologuing from both Reina and Soma back and forth here. We do get them thinking about each other, and Soma really contemplating like someone to cook for and all this stuff. We also see that Arena does go to the Yukihira restaurant and stuff. We see Granddad. Granddad is still alive and stuff, but he's not really involved in the kitchen anymore. He passed it on to Joshiro a long time ago, so that explains where he's been. And that's fine. That's okay. That's not a retcon or anything. That's not bad. And he just goes in there to clean out the place once in a while. He seems to know Arena quite well by this point, so clearly someone comes back every so often, shows up there to cook something, one chef special sort of idea, and moves on. The other emotional aspect we see is, as I said, when Soma is coming home from the airport and stuff, and he's riding in the car and he's thinking about someone to cook for, someone that it meant something to you. That's what you need to find to make your cooking great. We know that he was cooking for his mother and stuff, but now we see that he was cooking for his mother to try to... It all started with his mother, because his mother was always like being fed by Joshiro. Of course, he's great. It's like, oh, what a wonderful dish sort of idea. You're so great. So Soma went and cooked a dish for his mother, and his mother went, oh, it's really good. And she said, well, is it better than Daddy's? He's like, no. And then so Soma gets all frustrated and challenges his dad to cooking competitions. That's where it all started. And that, like... This part of the chapter, once again, I think that this chapter overall was pretty good, guys. Just so you know. Sometimes I might not come across that way, but it's just because I'm angry about the other factors that led into us getting this chapter, so to speak. But the chapter itself did tug at your feels a little bit. Because we see that, okay, she had a heart valve issue and she died very, very quickly, right? And so Soma and Joshiro were left alone. And Joshiro, you think, is going to kind of go back into that storm and that mess that he was, because he found a reason. Now he doesn't really have one anymore, sort of idea. Well, how's he going to love cooking again, once again, because she's the reason that he started to love cooking again, blah, blah, blah. And then he realizes he can live for Soma because Soma shows up and sees his dad. Like, they're all very sad and stuff. And no words need to really be said. It just... panels showcasing what happened very quick. I like that. It told me the whole story. And then we see Joshiro sitting in front of, because in Japanese culture, a lot of the time you build like a bit of a shrine sort of idea. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what the practice is because I'm not Japanese. But you apparently you have like a shrine. You burn the incense. You have the like photo of your dead loved ones sort of idea. You kneel there, you pray, you do whatever. Similar to what we hear in the Western culture, like we go visit the grave site sort of idea. They might do that too, but they do it in-house as well, it seems. And so we see Joshiro's kind of dead face sort of idea, looking at the picture. And Soma, worried about his dad, puts the whole thing on, the cooking attire, and he goes, Dad, let's have a cooking contest right now. And Joshiro, you think, is going to be like, oh, well, I don't feel like it. But that revitalizes him. That he still has Soma. He still has a reason to cook. He's not letting this get him down. He still wants to cook. There's so much you can read into this. And I really like this aspect. This was nice. We needed to see this aspect of it. It's where it all started. Got that. It's very nice. It's and it flows well. It matches the characters. It's all good. I didn't hear before with Joshiro's man bun thing. Like, oh, how did you do that to one of my characters? How did you make him a hipster? How did you do that to my favorite chef? Like, don't do that. But here we are seeing a very good aspect of it, and then we see Soma again. He's still thinking about it. He's thinking about like someone to cook for, someone that you want, and all the dialogue really matches how he feels about Arena. And they're never going to really say it to each other sort of idea, right? But they both recognize it. When he finally gets home, he opens the bell, Arena's there waiting, and he basically goes, yo, I'm here, sort of idea. And Arena, we get their description. So he did pass, and foodies all over the world want to eat his cooking. We figured that. Arena, of course, passed, and she's the current dean of the university like she was before. Okay, that summarizes it pretty quick. They wrote this whole thing, in the panels, but that basically one sentence can summarize the whole bit. And this is where he's like, "Oh, I got new recipes for you to try." Blah blah blah. Like they banter back and forth. Arena realizes like, "I'm always waiting for you to come home" and stuff. They're kind of recognizing their feelings for each other at this point, but unfortunately, this is the one like kind of criticism I guess I have. Like it matches well, but you think you would have had that one moment like. By the sounds of it, they're kind of together, kind of not already. So could they not have made a reference? Like when the granddad was there, Could he not, when the grandfather was there, could he not made a reference like, I don't know why you're always waiting for that deadbeat husband of yours, or whatever, or that deadbeat fiance, like when is he ever actually going to make a proper woman out of you, or something like that. Like just some off-color comment from him to signify they had that moment, because we didn't see it, so I'm just saying, like, yes, of course, a lot of us, we want to ship Arena and Soma together, but it's unlikely that, like, now we're never going to see it, so at the very least, this chapter didn't need to be changed, but you could have taken one line of dialogue out of the grandfather's speech and just put that in there, and it would have made all the sense of the world that they are together, but he's traveling, he's got that wanderlust, as Gin pointed out, that he's similar to his father. It all works, it's all fine, and then, yeah, I miss this series, guys. I do. I want more Shokugeki no Soma. I think that the last arc was terrible as an overall thing. So the storytelling clearly ran dry. But I feel like they should have had one more shot at it. Or at the very least, they shouldn't have axed them the way they did. Should have given them, up till this date in the weekly shonen release to really clear up this arc properly. So I feel like we were missing vital points to characters that, outside of the last, 30, 40 chapters, the rest of the series we loved and we really enjoyed. And I'm feeling a little sad, guys. I'm feeling disappointed because we're never going to see more of this. At least I don't think we are. There could be another revival later, but I just don't see it. The last arc tanked way too hard. It pissed everyone off. It pissed me off. I defend all the series that I review. I only review series that I truly, truly love on my channel, and at least on a regular basis. And yeah, so here at the end, he makes a chef special or whatever, and we get a call back to the peanut butter and squid, so that's nice with coffee and mint sauce and all, and it's absolutely gross. A lot of the characters show up. We have the Aldani brothers. We have Hayama. We have. Who else? The Polar Star dorm members. I think Alice is there. Quite a few of them show up, so it's not really a tender moment between Soma and Arena, which a lot of people are probably pissed at, because as I said, we don't have a throwaway line where like they're together, he just travels a lot. It seems like they still haven't done anything, and this was our opportunity to see it, for them to make up to the kiss, or be like, well, you're always here for me, and I guess we should get married, or something to their character effect, like something about a marriage proposal or something. We don't get any of that. I'm kind of ticked about that. And here at the end, they eat it, and they're like, oh, it's terrible. And then he makes the real dish, and he's like, all right, dig in. And they're like, oh, you're such a clown. And Rita's like, oh, you're so silly and stuff. And he's like, yeah, my levels of grossness can't be matched. I'm always reaching new levels when it comes to that, So a nice ending. I don't mind the actual last few pages, but I think we're missing that key moment with Reina and Soma. I really do. I think we're missing, we need a few more pages. They wasted too much time in Lead Dessert 2 and Lead Dessert 1 with this whole, Asiya backstory shit that I do not care about. We could have had more of that. That being said, guys, that's basically the last chapter, as far as I know, of Shokugeki no Soma ever. Last time I'll be able to say, welcome to all inspiring chefs. It's the last time I'll be able to say, things like that. So, it's a little heartfelt, guys, because I've been reviewing the series on my old channel, which got deleted, of course, and my new channel now. I already said everything really in the live reaction, but in case you guys didn't catch that and don't watch it, I love that this series was popular enough that you guys all like my reactions, you like my reviewing it. Even if you disagree with my opinion, I got a lot of views, I got a lot of love for reviewing Food Wars, and once again, I do love the series, that's why I own it. I own it up to volume 31. So I love this series. I'm going to buy the whole series. Even the bad arc that was the last arc, I'm going to buy it all. It was a great ride. It was a great series. As I said, this is the true end. As I said, 315 was the end, but now we had this little, this morsel, this little bit of crumbs after the fact. The coffee, the coffee and tea, the Bailey's Irish coffee after the meal at the 5-star restaurant, right? We got that here, and I really don't know what else to say, guys. I think I said it best in my live reaction, so go check that out and stuff. Don't mean to get so emotional here, and some of you will probably skip this portion of it anyways, but I appreciate everyone for watching, for liking, for commenting on all my Food Wars content, on all the reviews. It was still a great series. Still love the series as a whole. I hope you guys did too. I hope you enjoyed my videos on it. And if you have a suggestion for another series you guys think I'll really like that I haven't read or anything like that, a weekly release or something you guys think I should be reviewing, because I'm tossing back and forth between Dr. Stone, My Hero, and Black Clover right now, and I like Dr. Stone, I really do, but I just in a reviewing format, there's just so much to cover, and the other two, I'm just not feeling it. So hopefully we can find a replacement for this soon. Something maybe that's a little unorthodox, but I like that too. So yeah, that being said, guys, it's been a great time. So like, comment, subscribe as always. This has been Griever with your Behind the Bar reviews, the last one for the cooking manga known as Food Wars Shokugeki no Soma. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Drink responsibly.